Convert 150 degrees to radian, minute, seconds. So what is the equivalent of 150 degrees in this unit? Simple one. Remember the conversion factor. Now for the first part of the question, we are converting 150 degrees to radian. That is the requirement. So what do? Simply remember that 180 degrees is equal to pi radian. Or you can use 360 degrees equal to 2 pi radian. The choice is yours. Alright, recalling that we know that 180 degrees is equal to pi radian. Pi rad. Therefore, 150 degrees is going to be equal to, we do not know. Right? We do not know. And so you can solve for that x. You would say that x will be equal to cross multiply. If you cross multiply, you will have 180x. And then 150 pi. You know really that these degrees we cancel out. They cancel out. So 180x equal to 150 pi. Divide both sides by 180. So you're going to get x to be equal to 150 pi all over 180 in the unit of radian. Okay, we can reduce this. 0, 0 will go off. If 0 cancel out, x is equal to 5 over 6 pi radian. In conclusion, therefore, 150 degrees is equal to 5 over 6 pi radian. 5 all over 6 pi in the unit of what? Radian. That's rad. So you see how simple we do that? Now I want to tell you, instead of going through all this protocol, you could simply, since you want to get the equivalent of 150 degrees, you can simply do it 150 times pi over 180. What's the idea? To convert from degree to radian, simply multiply the given degree value by pi over 180 and then reduce if possible. Now to convert from radian to degree, you just do the opposite. Don't worry, as we pick questions to solve, you'll see how to do that. Now the second part of the question, we are required to convert 150 degrees to minutes. So 150 degrees this time around to what? Minutes. Now, what do? You recall that 360 degrees is equal to 60 minutes. 60 minutes. Therefore, 150 degrees is going to give us, we do not know, we call it x as usual. Good. Once again, you cross multiply and then you divide both sides by the coefficient of this x. These degrees will go off. If you cross multiply, you are going to get 360 times x equal to 150 times 60. And I'm making x subject to the formula. The implication would be that x will be equal to 150 times 60 all over 360. Okay, so reducing this, this is going to give you 1. 60 goes into 360 will give you 6. And so what do? Divide 150 by this 6. If 6 goes into 6, you get 1. If 6 divide 15, it's going to go 2 times, remainder what? Remainder 3. Attach the 3 to this 0, you get 30. If 3 goes into 30, you get, if 6 divides 30, you get 5. So what have we established here? This is equal to 25. And so we can conclude, therefore, that 150 degrees is equal to 25 minutes. 25 minutes. So that's the answer for this. We are left with converting from degree to seconds. Converting from degree to second, here you can use the fact that 360 degrees is equal to 3,600 seconds. Then 150 degrees will be what? You solve that out. So you can link that degree 150 to an unknown, then solve. But you can still decide to say, okay, I know that 25 minutes is the same as 150 degrees. So instead of using the degree-second relationship, you can decide to use minute-second relationship. What do I mean by that? You can use the conversion factor that 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. Now, if 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute, how many seconds will give you 25 minutes? You still get the same result. If I were to be an example, that's what I would do. Okay, I will use the minute-second relationship. 60 seconds, 1 minute. So how many seconds will be 25 minutes? However, because I just want us to see how to convert from degree to minutes to seconds, I'd like to use that format. Now solve that here, the third part of the question, I. Okay, so what do we do? Can we go straight? Can we go straight? If 3,600 seconds is 360 degrees, how many seconds will give you 150 degrees? To solve that out, work with the network of your brain so that I can, maximize this space that is here to solve it. So if you do that arrangement, you may choose to say 360 degrees equal to 3,600 seconds. Therefore, 150 degrees equal to, we don't know. Do your cross multiplication. If you do that, you can say that 150 degrees, we are converting to seconds. Good. So what are we going to get? It will simply be equal to, 150 degrees will simply be equal to, working it out is going to be 150 times 3,600 divided by 360. So that's going to be 150 times 3,600 divided by 360. This is good. Now, if we simplify this, what would we get? It's going to give us 1,500 seconds. So this is the value of 150 degrees in seconds. Alright, this is cool. I hope you understand what we solved here in question number 1. We shall move on to our second question, number 2. In our second question, we are required to find the value of 2 pi over 3 radian in degrees and seconds. Yeah. The value of 2 pi over 3 radian in degrees and seconds are dash and dash. So what do we do here? Still a simple one. This time around, we've been given this. And this thing is in radian, is that not so? So we are converting from radian to degrees and then to seconds. That's just the idea. Now, I'm going to be fast in this. The first part of the question, let me say the A part for this dash, okay? Now we have 2 pi over 3. We are converting to what? Degree. Now, all I have to do is simple. If I like, I will set out the conversion factor. That 180 degrees is equal to pi radian. And if 180 degrees is equal to pi radian, how many degree is going to give us 2 pi over 3 radian? I can use that to solve this question. But I want us to go straight. If you are converting from radian to degrees, what do you do? Simply multiply the radian value by 180 over pi. That's just a simple thing to do. Even though I set out that conversion factor and solve it, okay? This equal to that and then this equal to x. I'll still get the same thing. So let us just go straight on and solve. 2 pi all over 3 in radian, right, is equal to 2 pi over 3 multiplied by 180 degrees over pi. Is that okay? And then looking at this pi's we cancel out. Then 3 will reduce 180. 3 can divide 3, you get 1. 3 into this will give us 60. And then 2 times 60 would give us equivalent of what? 120 degrees. So what have we established? Therefore, 2 pi divided by 3 radian. Its equivalent in degrees is 120 degrees. Which means that what will have to be filled here is 120 degrees. Say in the opposite direction, you can convert this 120 degrees to radian. If you do that, you get 2 pi over 6. So achieve that is just to multiply this times pi over 180. If you do that now, pi over 180, reduce that 120 and 180 with C, they are going to get 2 over 3 pi in radian, which is this. Alright, the B part of the question, the 2 pi over 3 we are converting to seconds. Now you can use the fact that, recall, we know that 2 pi is equal to 3,600 seconds. Therefore, 2 pi over 3 would give us how many seconds? We don't know. Solving this, you know that these radian values will go off. Already we have pi and pi here. Those 2 pi's will go off. So that by cross multiplying, this is going to give us 2 times x, which is 2x, and then 2 over 3 times 3,600. Let's do the cross multiplication and see what we get. 2x will be equal to 2 over 3 times 3,600 seconds. We can solve further, 2 can divide through. If you divide through by 2, these 2 and these 2 will go off. And then x will be left, which is going to be equal to 3,600 divided by 3. If you divide this, you're going to get 1,200. Therefore, our x is equal to 1,200 seconds. If this 3 divides, you have 1. 3 here is going to give you 12. So 1,200 if it divides. So in conclusion, we can say that 2 pi over 3 is equal to 1,200 seconds. And this becomes the result. Meaning that 2 pi over 3 radian, fixing it here, the value in second is 1,200 seconds. This is pretty cool. Alright guys, so you see clearly that this whole thing is just for you to know the conversion factor, and that's all. Once you know the conversion factor, you can apply it to solve any question and you get your answer. Now we're going to pick our last question and then see what it's going to be like. Is that okay? Question number 3. Are you scared of this question? We are asked to express 45 degrees, 24 minutes, 30 seconds in decimal degrees. And so we might just wonder, how do we attack this question? We're going to be scared of it. You are with GMaths 41. And because, we'll continue to do our best to make these concepts simple, to break them down, okay? Now, already is in degree. This 24 is minutes. This 30 is in seconds. We are required to express this whole thing in decimal degrees. So what the question is talking about is convert this whole thing to degrees. Are you following, right? The decimal degrees just simply telling you may get decimal in your final answer. You may. But it's still possible that you might not. You might still get a whole number. So look at this, It's a simple thing. All you just have to do is, you have your 45 in degree already, so that one is just there. Convert this minute to degree. Convert this second to degree. Then add all of them. That's just a simple thing you do. So you can see, after all, that the question is simple, alright? It's nothing difficult. So solving this, we have 45 degrees, and then 24 minutes and 30 seconds. So this is what we do to solve it. Very simple. This is equal to 45 degrees plus, I'll come to this 24, and then to convert 24 minutes to degree, I'll have to divide it by 60. This is already in minutes. Okay, so what you do is to divide that minute by 60 minutes. It will automatically convert that value to degrees. So this becomes degree plus, you do same for this. This is 30. What do I mean by you do same for this 30 seconds? Just use the conversion factor. Remember 30, that one of seconds, we established it to be 3,600 seconds in 360 degrees. So since this guy is already in seconds, all you have to do is to divide it by 3,600 seconds. Once you do that, it converts it to degree for you. So this is equal to 3,600. So once you divide this by 3,600, you get your value in degree. So all we now have to do is to add up whatever we obtain here. 24 over 60, we can work it out. I'm going to use calculator so that we see we get the values in decimal if possible. So 24 over 60 is giving us 0.4. So 30 divided by 3,600. 30 divided by 3,600. Okay, so I have 0.008 approximately. Okay, this is degree. So with this, all you have to do is to add up these values you obtained. So 45 degrees, and then 24 minutes, 30 seconds is equal to, if we add up this, let's see what we're going to get. 45 plus 0.4 plus 0.008. So what I got here is 45.408 degrees. This is the result. Which means 45 degrees, 24 minutes, 30 seconds converted to degree fully. This is what you're going to get. And one can still convert this thing to minute and second. For example, to convert this thing to minute and second, this is what you would do. This 45 is already in degree. Now this 0.408, if you remove this 45, If you remove it, you know what will be left here will be what? 0. So you do 0.408 multiply by 60. You kind of do the opposite. Remember here, to convert the minutes to degree, you divided by what? 60. To convert from degree now as it is there back to minutes, you multiply this decimal part by 60. Remember that decimal point is 0.408. 0.408 is the same as 0.408. You don't touch that 45. So, like now, get your calculator, let's work it out and see. 0.408 multiplied by 60. Now from here, it gave me 24.48. 24.48. So what do? The minute now is that whole number, 24. That's the minute, which means 45.408 degrees. If you are expressing it in degree and minute, it's going to be 45 degrees, 24 minutes in that whole number that we obtained in the calculator. But remember, what the calculator gave is 24.48. Now, that 0.48, what do you use it to do? You use it to generate the second value. That is, if you are converting this thing back to what we have here. So we look at that 24.48. The 24 is a minute now. Then that 0.48, again, pick it. 0.48, and then multiply that 0.48 by 60. If you multiply by 60, it will convert back to what we have. So 0.48 times 60. That gives us 28. Alright, so this is pretty much what you are expected to know regarding this particular question, and I hope you enjoyed it, right? Good. There are other interesting questions on all these conversion stuffs, okay, that you might still need to know. In my fun classes, right, with you, I'll be handling such kind of questions. And okay, just imagine if you are given something like, let's say z, a complex number z equal to 5 open bracket cos 5 over 3 pi plus I sine 5 over 3 pi. I repeat that again. You are given z equal to, that z represents a complex number equal to 5 open bracket cos 5 pi over 3, which is the same as 5 over 3 pi. Then plus I. That I is what defines this thing I am quoting as a complex number. It's also called imaginary. So I sine 5 over 3 pi or 5 pi over 3. Close that bracket. If I tell you to express that complex number in degree, what will you do? And then what if I ask you to convert this guy back to this? What would you do? It's just to reverse the process. Don't worry, in my fun classes I'm going to do that, but on your own, based on the knowledge I've given to you, you can still work on it. Alright, in our next class, in FE 101, Engineering Mathematics, I'll be teaching you, want to know? Alright, I'll be welcoming you fully into the main thing about trig identities. Remember, I established the first trig in our previous class, the identity for sine, cos, and tan. I'm going to take you into Pythagorean identity. The Pythagorean identities, there are 3 of them. So in our next class, I'm going to teach you that Pythagorean identity. We'll also look at other trig identities that you are expected to know. For example, sum and difference of angles, double angles, half angles, and how to apply them in solving problems. Stay around, always stay tuned. Alright guys. If you're yet to subscribe, please click on the subscription button, turn on the notification bell so that once I upload any new content, you will be personally notified. Remember, subscription is free of charge. I will also appreciate your support. Okay, do support GMaths 41. To do that, below this video lesson, you have the Join tab. Click on that Join tab. The GMaths 41's packages will appear. Select whichever that is convenient for you. You might decide to give monthly support. So choose any that is convenient for you, and I greatly will appreciate that. As an alternative, you also have the Super Tank icon below this video lesson. Is that okay? You can click on that Super Tank icon where you can give a one-time support. I'll also greatly appreciate such support from you. I'll be seeing you in our next class, like I told you. Until then, remember to always take your studies seriously.